Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Hiatus Tournament Week 4. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I will be your solo caster for the evening. We are diving into a Division 4 matchup, the final matchup, if you will, of the Hiatus Tournament. It will be Brothers in Arms versus Quest Supernatural. I think we're going to try and do some coverage on the finals as well. But, yeah, obviously, so this is possibly not the last of the Hiatus Tournament, but in terms of the regular week-to-week gameplay, this is it. And we're going to see exactly where these new teams have sort of settled in terms of skill level. I'm very interested to see what sort of plays we're going to see come out, what sort of organization we're going to see coming out. I do have pick bans, which I do want to get right into because I think we are ready. The teams are slowly trickling into the lobby here, and we're going to be ready up soon enough. Coming in from Quest Supernatural, we do have a downfall ban. Coming in from, Brother in Arms, we have a downfall ban. No, Brother in Arms, we have a quarantine ban. Jeez. Quest Supernatural is downfall. Getting my sides mixed up here. I thought Brothers in Arms was home, but they are home. And we are going to be hopping into our first map of the day, which is going to be Suburbia. So keeping things close quarters, getting all of that range out of the way. Bazaar, Tanker, Cargo are the likes that are still on the table for the rest of the series, and it's going to be a close quarters battle, that's for sure. Gonna take a look. I do apologize for that brief delay on the start of things here, but just had to get the spectate lobby sorted, and I think this is both of these teams' first time being broadcast, so there's a little hype around it as well. Speaking of, I'm relatively unfamiliar with both sides over here, but I do have rosters available to me. Over on Brothers in Arms, we have can't even get the first part of that. But on the side it's Vadi's, we're going to go with Vadi. Deal Team 6, Josh Smith, O2, Shanka Muppet, and Bizachu. That is. And over on, we're still waiting for the Quest Supernatural squad to populate their side of things, but currently only seeing 4 rosters, so I do wonder if they've dipped into the subs sort of pool, if you will, to try and grab a 5th, or if they have a 5th sort of tucked away for this tournament. But hopefully we get a solid 5v5 and we get to see what both of these teams are really kind of made of. I am also trying to sort out tech side of things, so bear with me. And it is looking like Quest Supernatural are in need of their reservists. Otherwise, they need going into a 5v4, which is, of course, not what you want in the tournament setting. Always tough. It does make me wonder. Fire Dragons and West Coast Riders is also going on. I wonder how hard it would be to pop over there. But we'll give them some time. Hopefully Quest Supernatural can find their reservists and we can spectate this one, because I do want to drop in and watch these teams. We got to see West Coast Riders at the start of the season, and that was a solid match. They ended up winning their first map, but had trouble coming back in the last 2. Was that the scoreline? Yes, I believe so. You will see there is a large pool, like I said, of reservists that they can dip into. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, if you are stopping by. Probably going to be a couple more minutes before we hop in. I think they have at least 5 until they have to start. But, yeah, I suppose you could have seen this coming if you went ahead and looked at active rosters on the site. They actually only have 4 rostered on their team, so... Very well may cut to a brief intermission. So it looks like they may be able to get a 5th. Should be good. But I don't really have much more information to provide to you before we get into the action. So we're going to cut to a brief intermission, and hopefully we'll be back right into the start of round 1 in just a few minutes into a 5v5. Don't go anywhere. Coming up. Told you it would be just a few minutes. I wasn't wrong. And no, well, cleaner casting tools today. I've managed to fix some of the bugs. Hacked into the mainframe. Here we are. Ready to pop into Quest Supernatural versus Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms on the defense and Quest Supernatural on the offense. Pretty standard setup from these guys, and they know exactly where they want to go. Everyone tucking into positions, and Josh getting forward, likely going to toss a C4 to cover this midfield here. The sub coming in, think Alex from the reservist pool, but ultimately they do have 4. An aid comes up and over, no one in courtyard. Hella high guy going to survive for now, and he's bit of a botched flash there, ends up flashing himself. Maybe he was worried about the wingman being an enemy, or maybe he wanted to throw that up and over towards Josh Smith so Wingman could push in. Either way, bit of a failed flash. We'll see what the rest of Quest Supernatural can do. El Sabri and Think Alex pushed up to the right side here. Just trying to suss out the defense, trying to figure out where everyone's tucked into, and they're not really going to get any easy angles. They really have to push up and push through this doorway to get one. Vati able to pick off Think Alex, rotating around the outside. He's going to follow it up with the flash. He's going to re-peek, and he's going to go for the confirm. And he can't. He doesn't have the angle. The Wingman able to find Deal Team 6 behind the gray car. That's a big pickup. Does open up the front here. Smokes come out to block vision. Shank him up. It finds one. The Wingman's pad out on objective. Nobody has eyes on. They can't rotate. Vadi doesn't get there in time, and Wingman punches in a quick code. Quest Supernatural with the cap to start things off. It's going to be an interesting one. And, you know, they had the angles covered there from Brothers in Arms, but as soon as they lost one, you know, they didn't have... And it's interesting, too. They knew he was there. Vadi should have known, because Vadi, I think, took shots at him as he crossed over out of that entryway there. But then I think he got suppressed from the outside. So just good teamwork from the Quest Supernatural squad to get that position up there. But, yeah, just... you lose that one that's covering an angle, and suddenly things go awry. Always got to be shifting and adjusting off the chaos. That was a quick cap, too, though. Shout out to, what was that? The Wingman who punched that code in. Round number 2. And Quest Supernatural off to a very strong start. We'll see what Brothers in Arms are going to do to retaliate on offense. El Sabri pushing forward into a bit of an advanced defensive position. Nades coming off through the lanes. Let's see if Josh is ready, or if he's going to get picked up. Definitely not stealth silent, so El Sabri should be getting some audio cues on positioning. Steel Team 6 picks up Silverfire on the left. And Smith has managed to get past El Sabri's line of sight. Pistachu is here. Finally, El Sabri taking the shots. Josh Smith should be a bit concerned off of that, but maybe in the commotion not aware exactly what's happened behind him. Doe Wingman tucked in behind a solid barrier. The rest of the team, let's take a look. Shank him up and pushing his way through lane 2. Body trying to reimburse him and support. Hella High guys tucked into the patios, and everyone's kind of waiting. Ultimately, there are some avenues here. Josh Smith could prone his way to objective the Wingman would never see. Hella High guy might get an angle. I don't think he can actually see past the shrubs very well, so definitely some opportunities for Josh Smith to push forward here. I don't think El Sabri knows he's gotten past him either. It would be the perfect retaliation, exactly what they would need. But, I mean, incredibly risky if you're not aware of that. And there come the shots finally. Oh, a nice refrag from Shankum up onto lane 2. A nade comes out on the hella high guy, and Brothers in Arms are doing an excellent job of scooping up the remaining defense. Now it's down to El Sabri. He's the last alive, and he has to rotate. Otherwise, it is going to be an open objective. Yes, he does realize. Comes and shifts his position slightly. He does have now a better angle onto the OBJ. But still, Muppet can walk right up to the edge and punch in the code if Sabri doesn't peek the corner or shoot through it. A lot of time on the clock, though. You hear the call out. 2 minutes left here to work with. Might not need it, though, because Vadi's about to be right on top of Sabri. Sabri stays quiet, finds the shots. Information for Muppet to work with, and he's going to go test his luck next. This is the right move. But, you know, again, very risky. Do you know the kill count? Are you aware of all of the potential angles? Sabri now a bit concerned about the potential. Cav does check. Sees the cross. They're in a firefight. Muppet can crouch down and punch in the code. Sabri has to push him. Nade comes in, up and over. Sabri has pushed past. 2 hands on and a swing around the red truck from Muppet. Snags them a Marsoc round win. A good answer back. The real gutsy move there would have been obviously to crouch down and try and punch in the code before the enemy can get up to you. But hey, a Marsoc win is a Marsoc win, and a solid answer back. Now they just got to sit on defense, snag around, and they've tied it back up to 2. Appreciate you all tuning in today, showing the love for some of the Div 4 teams here. Honestly, we're off to a pretty interesting start. A good bit of back and forth. Both teams, you know, they've been practicing. You can definitely tell they've been practicing and playing hard. These are not, you know, guys that don't know what they're looking at here. They're very much have a plan in mind on both ends, despite Quest Supernatural trying to deal with the sub. So curious to see how the rest of this shakes out as we dive on into round number 3. Quick push up into Courtyard. And Smokes coming out. Quest Supernatural playing this one pretty quick. Not slowing down for anything. They are, you know, engaged potentially here with Josh Smith. Shots are ringing out. Steel Team 6 finds 1. Silverfire trying to pick up those shots. Think Alex goes down, finds Josh Smith on the corner. Brothers in Arms and Quest Supernatural into a 4v4. Make that a 4v3 as El Sabri goes down. Deal Team 6 there, holding the angle on the corner. Definitely a risky approach there without any smoke or cover. The rest of the squad here from Quest Supernatural focusing their efforts over on the APC side of things. Vati may be able to find an angle from the window, or if he's not careful, could expose himself. there's that. The shots come in, but Foddy able to tuck in. Take shots of his own. Oh, and he did get tagged. But 3 minutes left, so Quest Supernatural have a lot of time to work with. Smoke's trying to come out there onto the corner of APC so that they don't get a shot if they move there. At the very least, could draw the distraction. I think High Guy tried to go up the stairs there, and Muppet found an angle. So it's going to come down to these two. Things certainly have slowed down here. 2 minutes left on the clock. Muppet should have an idea of Alex's location here. But this is really the right side to approach from. It's definitely got a bit weaker, bit of coverage. As I say that, Deal Team 6 able to peek his head just over the shrubs. I think Alex couldn't ID the target in time, and down he goes. Now Silverfire all on his lonesome. Considering going back and picking up that res, Muppet really could get that confirm out the window if he so desired. The real danger, I guess, is going to still be Deal Team 6 watching the angle, so Silverfire has to be careful, and there's the confirm, so no res going to be coming in. And it's looking like a good answer back here from Brothers in Arms. They're looking to tie things up 2-2. Minute left. Silverfire's going to have to start making his moves. Deal saw that peek, finds the shots over the Hesco barrier, and you're into a 2v2. Excuse me, a series is now 2-2. Did have a drop, but quickly reconnected, so we should be into the action for round 4. Like another disconnect, this time on Brothers in Arms, maybe a reset. A brief pause here as we let the teams cool down from what was a pretty quick couple of rounds. Appreciate you guys also dealing with the brief pauses in comms from myself. Doing a doubleheader today, so it's the second match of the night. I'm casting, and got to try and rest the voice at some point. Swing here on the outside. A new position offered in 1.8. The Hesco crate's not getting picked up by Smith, and he is just charging across the street. No one has eyes over on this side. El Sabri completely missed the cross. And Josh is in a very early position. I almost didn't switch the gameplay. Could you imagine having the overlay up? I sure can't. Nice shot there from Josh Smith through the window. Does give away the position, though, and Sabri trying to peek out gets picked up by a nice overwatch from Bazachu. Nades coming in. Think Alex trying to go in there, maybe salvage, but as he does, he drops off the angle. Gets picked up. Hella high guy here. Flashes up and over and doesn't see Josh. Josh finds the shots onto the stairs. And you got to wonder if Hella High Guy's even heard Josh Smith, because now Josh here can swing around to the back, has the pad out. Didn't radio into his team to hold fire, though, so it's up to the rest of his squad to not pick off High Guy here, because Josh can lock this in for Brothers in Arms. There he is, pad out, punching code at the window. He does that. High Guy waits, takes down one, but a bit too late. Smith picks off the final kill, and Brothers in Arms lock in a cap of their own on the backside. Go up with a map W, 4-2. Pretty quick back and forth here out the gate. Caps across the board for both teams, and ultimately Brothers in Arms able to lock in that final one. What, I mean, a very fast push from Josh, too, to get him to where he got. Nice job locking it in. Oops, I put the score to the wrong side. Locking it in for Brothers in Arms. Map 2. You may see it here on your screen already. It is going to be Subway. Obviously, the longer range map's off the table, so it's going to stay close quarters for the rest of this series. Subway going to be an interesting one. Exciting, though. I want to see how this Subway goes, because Subway definitely a heavily team coordinated, a map that relies, heavily on team coordination. So many different entry points. You really do need to utilize several of them at a time, or else you're just going to have a tough time exiting. Or if you're going to exit out of some of those entry points, you have to be, have multiples. You have to have flashes. You have to be covering multiple angles. It's definitely a yeah, it'll be interesting to see what both of these teams bring to the table, especially with how good they looked on Suburbia I want to see what we get here on Subway. We are going to. As we hop into round 1 of map 2. Brothers in Arms off to a blazing start. Quest Supernatural on the back foot. They got to defend now and try and get themselves some kind of lead. Well, Sabri pushing out early to the stairs. He's going to be running into these two right away. He's challenging it right out the gate. Vati has none of that.
All right.
Zachi was also there to support, so the best case would have been a 1-for-1 trade, or I guess 1-for-2, but either way, they pick up one. And Josh Smith next up on the chopping block. He's going to try and do the chopping himself. Botches the nade toss through the doorway, but
He's down.
Muppet on the corner supporting him finds one. Think Alex trying to toss nades in himself. That one doesn't go deep enough. Smith should be fine. Unfortunately, I think Josh flashed himself, but did manage to flash Alex. Another flash coming in, or that's a nade, because they know, no, it's a flash. And again, Alex flashed and putting rounds down range. These rounds not so effective. High Guy actually getting a shot off onto Think Alex in the crossfire of both of them being flashed. A nice swing there from Muppet, utilizing the audio that Alex was giving him to know right where he was. Finds the kill out the door now. The exit here. Oh, doesn't matter. The backside, the stairwell has been penetrated. Vati Basachu find the kill to the back. Deal team 6 right here, getting ready to challenge Wingman. Next up on the Coke can, and he does. Down he goes. Brothers in Arms with a very clean offensive round. Snag it. Take the lead 1-0. And this team was not happy about getting capped on because they are really piling on the scoreline here. 5 unanswered points coming in from them, and all 4 of was it all 5 of them alive at the end there? Let's take a look. Yeah, none of them died there. So a perfect round, if you will, from Brothers in Arms. See what Brothers in Arms do on defense as we hop into round 2. Curious to see what their setup looks like, and if Quest Supernatural's offense is going to be as fast as Brothers in Arms was.
Hopefully you don't blow me up.
Brothers in Arms, wow, playing it aggressive. Josh Smith not letting go of the sprint, wants to be right in the face of the enemy, and interesting position taken from Josh Smith. I didn't even know you could be there. Tucks himself in, and now he has audio. So he can cover High Guy if he approaches from this side. What she want, he's gonna, yeah, so he can actually pick off High Guy here if he crosses. But he also has information. He knows where fire is. He knows, Think Alex and Wingman are over there. So if he plays this patiently, Smith definitely gonna get an opportunity. Ooh, Muppet swings and finds Think Alex. Josh Smith tries to peek out. Gets the trade with Silverfire in the hallway. So now it is going to come down to El Sabri all on his lonesome. And he's just managed to get himself into the South L. Brothers in Arms here need to get the res if they want to remain unkilled, but other than that, 4v1 here. El Sabri does not have an easy task ahead of him. Comms from Josh there, throwing a bit of a pause in El Sabri's step, but El Sabri can take his time. 2:20 left. Again, he doesn't have that many options, and now he's been identified, so Zach has spotted him out. He's got to play it quick here, and didn't spot Deal Team 6, who was tucked in.
Good call out.
Finds the kill, and yeah, Bazachi did get that call out, so Brothers in Arms looking very good here. 6 now unanswered points. Oh, yeah. If you do want to support the VRML, and other than just tuning in and watching and having a good time in stream, you can always head on over to the Onward VRML Twitter. It's at Onward underscore. Is it Onward underscore VRML? Let me check. Yes, at Onward underscore VRML. You can also follow the general VR Master League Twitter if you want, at VR Master League. And that'll give you info about all of the games and tournaments that go live vis-a-vis the VRML. We got action right here in front of us, though, that we're going to dive right on back into for round number 3. Deal Team 6 Bazachu have the drop on Hella High Guy, but shots don't connect, so High Guy able to drop back, and 2 shots on High Guy warrant the comment from him that all are here, so a bit of misinformation at the very least getting radioed in. We'll see if it affects any sort of setup. Flashes. Not too great. Nades, C4. Hella High Guy trades with Basachu. Let's take an inventory of the rest of the Brothers in Arms push, because it is actually pretty synced. They do a pretty good job here of keeping things synced up. The res does come in. Wingman and Think Alex here. We can't see a thing with or without a flashlight, so we're just going to have to imagine these shots in the alleyway. Turn the lasers on at the very least. The smoke on Wingman, and he's actually tucked himself in behind the crate here, holding a bit of an angle. But I did want to take a look at the rest of this offense, because they are getting danger close here. Muppet about to have an angle on the Silver Fire. Hits him in the elbow, but doesn't find the kill. LMG fire rings out. Vadi, in the meantime, pushing in here. El Sabri in the corner goes down, and suddenly the backside defense is weak, and Think Alex doesn't even know it. Vadi's here. Pad out, punching in the code. Alex can't rotate because he's being suppressed. Wingman actually finds 2. El Sabri to call out that the cap's coming in, and still no rotation, and Brothers in Arms get themselves a cap under the nose of 2 defenders left alive. Whew. This squad looking good out the gate here for map number 2. Map 3 is going to take us to Bazaar. And wow, a very fast 2 maps here from this Brothers in Arms team. They are looking very good. in sync, coordinated. Their timing even seems to be on point. Finding holes in defense and not afraid to punch in the code from that squad. Very nicely done. Obviously has its risks. They could have lost a couple there on OBJ, but same time snagged him the series, so good on him to go out there and get it. Round number 3 underway. Both squads ready to dive back into more action. Deal Team 6. Oh, wow. That's funny. I meant to Brothers in Arms. That's a bit the third brain fart we've had. Team Deal Team 6. Brothers in Arms on the defense, Quest Supernatural on offense, and Deal Team 6, true to the name of his team, finds a kill right out the gate.
Hey, I don't like going down that shadow there.
There are some angles.
You got one?
Epizachu here is trying to take up into the blue room. Deal Team 6 watching their east entry. Wingman crossing under fire, somehow gets across amongst the chaos. El Sabri also managing to get across. Avati looking for some of that action. Team kill coming in, and Vati picks up El Sabri. Back onto the south side, Deal Team 6 finding himself a couple of kills. Picks up another and preventing the south entry here. Still has Think Alex to deal with, but that's all there is left. Kills across the board as Quest Supernatural tried to charge in, and the cross here with no utility certainly going to be a challenging one. Cross shots ring out. Think Alex actually finds the kill. A nice running shot. This is going to come down to Deal Team 6 here to defend from this south entry. Otherwise, it could be bad news. And Think Alex not ready for Deal Team 6 to be tucked in. Bit of foreshadowing, sure, because he found 4 kills. Brothers in Arms go up 1-0. I'm really impressed with how aggressive both of these squads are. Wasting no time to go right at it. Not seeing a ton of utility, at least in that round. Certainly did see some flashes and smokes in Suburbia. Since then, though, not a lot. Subway definitely saw some good nades. A lot of flashes that ultimately didn't get capitalized on. So we'll see. But both these squads certainly impressing me with their skill level today. Coordination and teamwork definitely there. Comms are there. Knowledge of the map is there. And heck, I learned a thing or two today. I've got myself a new spot on Subway. Round 2 underway.
Alright, but don't die early. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta yeah. Alright, I'm gonna try to do the rotating, but I don't like putting up down this block.
Let's see what the offensive setup ends up looking like. Silverfire going to blue room. The wingman gonna take up on OBJ. I don't even have time to really find where the rest of the defense is, because the offense has already crossed the street. A very heavily shifted east presence here is not going to end up working out for them, because it is a relatively quick spawn here for Brothers in Arms. Think Alex manages to find one. To wingman is exposed here through the window. Josh Smith doesn't see him. The shot's just Smith. Josh a bit distracted. Think Alex doesn't find the shots. A very nice headshot from Josh through the window. Wingman tries to flash out. A res comes out on the backside, so the shot that wingman had doesn't even count. Thankful that's not a nade. Josh does flash himself, but a pause in his momentum. Wingman holding here as Vati works his way out through the alleyway. Wow, Vati finds one. Silverfire. I don't even think he intended to pick up Silverfire. Wingman still tucked in. Oh, he did. He was aiming for Silverfire. Wingman was still alive, though, in the corner and finds one. That's news for Smith and Bizachu to work with, so we'll see if they do so. Muppet also looking for an angle, and he finds it. A nice shot there through the window. Question is he going to look for another? Silverfire is in blue room, finds the shots there as well. El Sabri still in blue room, though, so it's not a cleared threat. Smokes come out. Sabri swings, puts shots down range. Muppet finds the fire, and Bizachu's pad out on OBJ. A long rotation has to come in from High Guy, and this is an easy code for Brothers in Arms. 3-0. They continue to cap here and push their lead up 3-1. Sorry. The sub has gone from the series, and it is now a 4v5. Brothers in Arms have really come out swinging in this series and absolutely put on a show here, taking on a great first two maps, playing very aggressive here in map 3, and we'll see what they do as we hop into round 3 on defense. But it's certainly a tall order for Quest Supernatural. The 4v5, what could be the final round of the series. And they get a bit of a long spawn, so Brothers in Arms can set up their defense however they want. That rotation from Smith there, incredibly dangerous if it's the other spawn. Essentially dead if he decides to make that move. Vati, meanwhile, pushing forward. And very forward positions here from Brothers in Arms. Oh, Vati just missed the wingman cross there. Wingman didn't miss Vati, though. Has eyes on. Shots come in. Vati goes down. And just like that, it's evened out 4v4. Take a gander at the other side of the map. The east approach coming in from Sabri and Silverfire. Bizachu here holding the angle. Simply waiting. Sabri goes down. Bizachu with a nice shot through the wall angle there. Question is he going to be ready for a second? Because Silverfire is lagging a touch behind and is going to be testing his luck at the east approach. Makes it now a 4v3. 2 remaining here on the north, Wingman and High Guy. They can sync up, they can challenge Smith, but Smith definitely going to be the element that's going to throw a wrench in their plans. High Guy is going upstairs. Smith ready for it. Shots almost missed, but not for long. And now Wingman has a bit of information to work with. Smith seems to have heard something as he's looking out, but can't quite ID it. Bit of extra confirm, and now it's going to, again, shift to the other side of the map. Bizachu waiting for Silverfire. And just checking multiple angles on the east here. We'll have to go back to Josh over here because he is dangerous close to Wingman. Nade comes out. Wingman inching his way underneath. All Josh has to do is hold the stairwell. Oh, actually not ready for it. Wingman able to find Josh getting a bit overconfident. We're into the 3v2. Smoke's coming in on the east. Bizachu aware finds the kill in the blue room. Now it's all up to the Wingman in a 1v3 situation. That doesn't last long as Muppet finds an angle out the doorway. Window, excuse me. 4-0 acquired for the final map from Brothers in Arms, and in a very solid performance from them, they secured the series and all 3 maps. Again, a shout out to the folks that have been chatting it up in chat. Joker Eclipse, High Unicorn, Cash Crazy. Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. I see Dank Hellcat in there as well. But thank you guys so much for dropping by and watching the match. A fun one to tune into. And pretty quick. Just under an hour and 10 minutes. So, with that, a quick shout out to our sponsors. You've seen them ticking across the board. You know who they are. Also, shout out to the mods for putting on the tournament. I think there's going to be a broadcast of the finals for each division, so make sure to keep your eyes here on this channel because that is where it will be held. Again, thanks for tuning in. My name will be NightFiree with 2 E's. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later with more Onward VRML action.